Hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another Redmond Roundup. I've just done a whole Redmond Roundup which didn't record the audio properly, so I'm doing it again. But we were going to talk about a bunch of different things. The first thing I want to do is shout out to my man Sadio Mane, the Senegalese sensation. Bless his absolutely amazing socks. Because, mate, he's missing the World Cup. He's missing the World Cup, which is absolutely devastating. That's just what a shame for the King of Africa. But he is the King of Africa nonetheless. He got an injury with Bayern Munich. He's going to be missing the World Cup, which means none of Bobby Firmino, Mohamed Salah or Mane are going to the World Cup, which is crazy. So, send my boy some love, because he's one of the greatest players of all time. Anyway, news coming in. Liverpool, £4 billion set price tag on what FSG would accept if someone came in, and Dubai are interested. Now, are you telling me that I wouldn't mind a fella from Dubai to put in a little bit of money from Liverpool? Well, that's what this video is about, because there's been a big divide of people who have been arguing, like, do you want state-owned, or do you want Americans, or do you want this, or do you want that, and yeah, it's just crazy because I think a lot of people are just making decisions on in education, right? So the one thing we can establish is in certain parts of the world, you would definitely suggest there's human rights issues to where it's a little bit like hard to agree with and associate with, and it's a big shame that some people do. But here's the thing, people. We're already at a point where we've got a World Cup in a few months that unfortunately the main front three are missing, but it's in Qatar, in a place where these same human rights issues, and I do this just because, again, I'm not a political genius, I don't know shit about this, alright, so I'll be upsetting someone watching this video, but the players that you're going to be tuning in to watch are going to be playing in that country, they're going to be playing, representing that country, because the World Cup is in Qatar, for fuck's sake, so if you don't associate it, you just shouldn't associate with football no more. I understand, like, yeah, protest and shit like that, but it's happening now. And already this state-owned football club, so we're already going into a stage where it's money-driven, and the world works with the world, and money goes, and money talks, and that's where people have just got to accept, right, football's already gone so far down this road, it's not going to change anytime soon. The Super League emphasised this, a few other things emphasised this. So what do we want as a fan base? Do we want another American owner? Or do you want to go state-owned? Or do you want something else? Do we want investors? What do Liverpool want right now that's going to benefit the football club on the pitch? And here's the thing, do you know all these conversations now about who you want owning the football club disappear when that money starts getting spent and you see Jude Bellingham, you see Kylian Mbappe bouncing through with the luggage, lads, with the Gucci bags, and we're just all there like, yeah, man, don't mind if I diddly do. And it will be very, very easy, just with a little bit of cash, to make you not see the full picture. And that's evident in bigger ways, which I can't talk about. I just think it's a crazy situation right now at hand, because I want you're gonna ask me, James, do you want state-owned? I don't care, because guess what? Everyone's seedy. And does that mean I agree with everything that goes on in terms of the human rights issues? No, most certainly not. But I think it's just a little bit mad when people start to say, I don't want this person because of where he's from, this, that, and the other. And you've got to recognise everybody is seedy. Everyone has got things wrong with their football club, or the football owners have always got something dark in their closet. And that's why you're not going to get the perfect owner. I see fans saying, I want someone who's this. Like, I want someone who's a Liverpool fan, and someone who's rich, and someone who's clean, and someone who's going to spend money, and Jürgen Norbert Klopp. And guess what, mate? You're narrowing it down to an impossible amount of people, because nobody's going to have all those things. There's always going to be something that you disagree with. And quite frankly, we're already in a world where we tune into football week in, week out, with clubs like City and PSG and, you know, state-owned clubs, Newcastle. These are clubs that you're going to still watch, and already we're in a world where that's happened. And they've ran their football clubs brilliantly. Now, I want to go to the conversation. So would I take those owners? Say if these Dubai fellas, right, decide to come in and just splash $4 billion on Liverpool, I can't say no to them. So I'm going to have to accept them. Because what, am I just going to stop watching Liverpool? No, so I would accept them. Is it my preferred choice? I'm not going to lie, chat. I haven't analysed major who I want as the main choice yet. It's something that I'm still kind of looking into, because we've got a lot of people linked with us at the moment. I just think that even with who was the fella that was linked? JP Jackson Buys, whatever the fuck his fella, whatever his face, sounds like just such a packet of crisp, that name, doesn't it? Jackson Buys, or whatever his face is, I don't know. I don't care who we get as long as they're taking care of the culture of the football club. And when I say align with the culture, it doesn't mean I care about the colour of your skin. All I'm saying there is don't make the ticket prices more than what they have to be. Don't try and change Anfield to fucking Spotify Anfield. Don't try and make us play in Indonesia in the Premier League. Don't try and fucking... just don't do all the stupid shit that takes away from the traditional football. A traditional football and sport that we're already away from. So let's at least keep the main traditions that we've got, which is league football, cup football, the opportunity for young players to come into the first team, local lads getting opportunities to play for Liverpool Football Club or your respective club. That's what football's about. That's what it needs to stay. And money will take it away from that value, don't get me wrong. But it certainly is something that we can hold on to and fight for, which is the point of certain people not wanting state-owned owners because they know that they can take the piss out of that. But state-owned owners, they do want more money. They're just here to flex. They want to win as many trophies as possible. It's a fun project to them. And if these Dubai investors, owners, whatever they become, do get involved with Liverpool, it's something that we're all going to get on board with very, very soon when, like I said, we start getting those big transitions through the bank. It just will happen. This is the naivety of football fans, old and young, of all demographics. I'm seeing older demographics say, oh, I don't want these state-owned fellas. I don't want them. But you'll take Americans who are seedy as well. Like, I get it. There is differences. I'm not educated enough to get into the political stuff, and that's purely the truth. Like, I like to consider myself smart at some things. Politics is not one of those people, and that's just the matter of the fact. So, point in conclusion, as long as we get someone who aligns with the culture of the football club, benefits us on the pitch, then I suppose that's what I'm happy with, because football was dead a long, long time ago. If you're trying to keep morals and if you're trying to keep morals and compete in football, those two things don't go together. They don't, because do you think Manchester City, with all the shit that they've been through, they had to get 30 lawyers, financial fair play? Well, do you know what's mad as well? I'll be getting City fans and Newcastle fans saying, James, you're a hypocrite. Newcastle fans not so much. I think Newcastle have done brilliant with Eddie Howe, and they haven't even spent that much yet. But City, you fuckers. The point that I make is, you'll never see a video out there of me saying, oh, City state owners, they're shit. You'll never see it. I've always said I respect the way they run the football club. I respect how they maximise absolutely everything, how smart they are, the youth academy they've built, the other projects that they've got going on. The only thing I've ever said is that you'd be nothing without money. And that's the only argument and premise that me, as an individual, I can't speak for the whole fan base, but me, that's what I've always said. And it's true. You'd be still playing like fucking Crew Alexander and that. Crew Alexander in Football League 2 and that, bruv. Allow me, fam, if you had nobody, bruv, so don't talk to me about history. It's mad. It's mad from City fans, you know what I mean? They just always say, like, oh, James, mate, you're fucking hypocritical now because you're talking shit and you're saying you take these honours because you create a football that way. Well, not you specifically, but a lot of money getting involved in the game is something that stems from City, PSG, and it's not the City fans' fault. The same way, if we get to buy owners, it's not our fault. We've just got to put up with the shit, and we can choose as an individual fan whether we want to keep supporting this crest. I know I will. Because it's the crest that I fell in love with. It's the on-the-pitch stuff that I fell in love with, not the bullshit at the tippity top, which is something that maybe you'd have to take into consideration a bit more, for sure. And it's something that I'm intending to do, is educate myself more on the situations and try and lean towards a set of owners that I'd be more than happy with, and I can disclose that to you. But the reports were coming out that 4 billion is the price that FSG will accept to buy. Owners are apparently interested, and this is another fella called JP Sachs, or whatever this face is. Sounds like a packet of crisp, but I don't know if he's good or bad either, chat, so you'll need to let me know who you think is the best. I've heard of a few names, and let me know why you think they're the best. And when it comes to the hypocritical shouts, I get it, like, there's Liverpool fans who will have to delete a lot of tweets, but I'm not one of those. I've never had a go at state-owns. I just have a go with money being pumped into the game, where it's money that's the competition, and money is the competition. It's usually the richest teams that win their respective league. Bayern Munich, Man City, Real Madrid, who else? PSG, like loads of examples of We're the wealthiest team, will win the most trophies. That for me creates an imbalance of competition. It's not authentic competition, but it's the world that we've gone into. So now, let's fight power with power, and if we are going to compete, because I'm fine with Liverpool being what they've always been, little Liverpool, and going to Anfield and having a belter, and it's all about the locals, but the thing is, it's gone much bigger than that. We've got a worldwide fan base, which is boss. We've got this global exposure, which is great, but now it's about adapting to that and, acclimatising to that, essentially. So whether you like it or you don't, we're already very much in that world, people, and it's shit. I just want the traditions to stay. And hopefully, whether it's someone from Dubai or whether it's someone from America, then that's just the way it's going to be, because everyone's seedy, like I said. And you're going to get to a point anyway where there's top 10. The top 10 teams in the Premier League are going to have state-owned. So, loads of things, factors and variables to take into consideration. But that, guys, will be the end of this video. Shout out to my man Sadio, lad. We won't be making the World Cup, which is proper devastating. I was going to do a live Redmond roundup today, but we've got a game later against Derby, so that wouldn't have worked out in any way, shape or form. And again, I had to redo this Redmond roundup, so hopefully all the points were made. Let me know if I'm a dickhead. Let me know if you disagree with me political views, even though I've gave you none. And yeah, mate, big up to everyone, no matter where you're from watching this video. We've all got to love each other, man. We've all got to respect each other. And even if we don't agree on certain political views, even though I haven't talked about them, then at least we can come to a compromise. That just being a decent human being to one another, regardless of skin colour, race, backgrounds, whatever have you. As long as you're nice to each other, that's the one thing I encourage, is happiness and just well-being, and feel comfortable in each other's presence, mate. And that's what we love to see over here on James Deadman TV. The happy encouragement. But big up to everyone, seriously. And smash a like on this video, because it gets it out there. More people see it if you smash a like. Meaning I can do this on a more day-to-day basis. I'm going to be doing a post-match later for the Derby game. I'm going to predict a 2-1 win for that game, by the way. Can't wait for Carvalho. Can't wait for Harvey Elliott. Can't wait for the Irish Iker Casillas. That is absolute Kyle Mean Kelleher. And it's going to be a belter. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you all later. What a trim.